Hi guys, I am going to attempt to read the book Akata Witch over the course of the closure. I want to thank Henry W. for lending me this book. I've been about halfway through, but I want to start it over again so that I can read it with you guys. This is a really cool book, by the way. I'm going to read the back just that you know it's coming. It says Sunny lives in Nigeria, but she was born in New York City. Her features are West African, but she's albino. She's a terrific athlete, but she can't go out into the sun to play soccer. There seems to be no place where she fits in, and then she discovers something amazing. She's a free agent with latent magical power, and she has a lot of catching up to do. I'm going to apologize in advance if there are any mispronunciations that I make when I'm reading this, and if you have any corrections for me, you can please comment on the video and let me know. Thank you. So this is the prologue, and it's called The Candle. I've always been fascinated by candles. Looking into the flames calms me down. Here in Nigeria, PHC is always taking the lights, so I keep candles in my room just in case. PHC stands for the Power Holding Company of Nigeria, but people like to say it really stands for Please Hold Candles in Nigeria. Back in Chicago, we had National Grid, and the electricity was always working. Not here though, not yet, maybe in the future. One night after the power went out, I lit a candle as usual. Then also as usual, I got down on the floor and just gazed at its flame. My candle was white and thick like the ones in church. I lay on my belly and just stared into it. So orange, like the abdomen of a firefly. It was nice and soothing until it started flickering. Daisy girl. Sorry, my dog is having a moment. What's going on, honey? Come here. Then I saw something serious and big and scary. I moved closer. The candle just flickered like any other flame. I moved even closer until the flame was an inch from my eyes. I could see something. I moved closer still. I was almost there. I was just starting to understand what I saw when the flame kissed something above my head. Then the smell hit me and the room was suddenly bright yellow-orange. My hair was on fire. I screamed and smacked my head as hard as I could. My burning hair singed my hand. Next thing I knew, my mother was there. She tore off my rapa and threw it over my head. The electricity suddenly came back on. My brothers ran in, then my father. The room smelled awful. My hair was half gone and my hands were tender. That night, my mother cut my hair. 70% of my lovely long hair gone. But it was what I saw in the candle that stayed with me most. I'd seen the end of the world in its flame, raging fires, boiling oceans, toppled skyscrapers, ruptured land, dead and dying people. It was horrible, and it was coming. My name is Sunny Nwazu, and I confuse people. I have 2 older brothers. Like my parents, my brothers were both born here in Nigeria. Then my family moved to America, where I was born in the city of New York. When I was 9, my family returned to Nigeria, near the town of Aba. My parents felt it would be a better place to raise my brothers and me. At least that's what my mom says. We're Igbo. That's an ethnic group from Nigeria. So I'm American and Igbo, I guess. You see why I confuse people? I'm Nigerian by blood, American by birth, and Nigerian again because I live here. I have West African features like my mother, but while the rest of my family is dark brown, I've got light yellow hair, skin the color of sour milk, or so stupid people like to tell me, and hazel eyes that look like God ran out of the right color. I'm albino. Being albino made the sun my enemy. My skin burned so easily that I felt nearly flammable. That's why, though I was really good at soccer, I couldn't join the boys when they played after school. Although they wouldn't have let me anyway, being that I'm a girl. Very narrow-minded. I had to play at night with my brothers when they felt like it. Of course, this was all before the afternoon with Chichi and Orlu, when everything changed. I look back now and see that there were signs of what was to come. When I was 2, during a brief visit to Nigeria with my family, I contracted malaria. It was a bad case and I almost died from it. when I got back to the States, I remember. My brothers used to tell me that I was a freak because I could remember so far back. I was really hot, absolutely burning up with fever. My mother stood over my bed crying. I don't remember my father being there much. My brothers would come in once in a while and pat my forehead or kiss my cheeks. I was like that for days. Then a light came to me, like a tiny yellow flame or sun. It was laughing and warm, but a nice kind of warm, like bath water that had been sitting for a few minutes. Maybe this is why I like candles so much. It floated just above me for a long time. I think it was watching over me. Sometimes mosquitoes would fly into it and get vaporized. It must have decided that I wasn't going to die, because eventually it went away and I got better. So it's not as if strange things haven't happened to me before. I knew I looked like a ghost, all pale-skinned, and I was good at being ghost quiet. When I was younger, if my father was in the main room drinking his beer and reading his paper, I'd sneak in. I could move like a mosquito when I wanted, not the American ones that buzz in your ear, the Nigerian ones that are silent like the dead. I'd creep up on my father, stand right beside him, and wait. It was amazing how he wouldn't see me. I'd just stand there grinning and waiting. Then he'd glance to the side and see me and nearly jump to the ceiling. "Stupid, stupid girl," he'd hiss, because I'd really scared him, and because he wanted to hurt me because he knew that I knew that he was scared. Sometimes I hated my father. Sometimes he hated me too. I couldn't help that I wasn't the son he wanted or the pretty daughter he'd have accepted instead. But I couldn't not see what I had seen in that candle. And I couldn't even help what I eventually became. Beautiful. In the next page, at the end of each chapter, there's a little bit of like background on the magic world that she eventually becomes a part of. And it says, "What is a leopard person?" A leopard person goes by many names around the world. The term leopard person is a West African coinage, derived from the Efik term ekbi, leopard. All people of mystical true ability are leopard people. And as humankind has evolved, so have leopard folk around the world organized. 2,000 years ago, there was a great massacre of leopard people worldwide. It was first sparked in the Middle East after the murder of Jesus Christ. This is dealt with in Chapter 7, a brief ancient historical account. The killing rippled out all over the world. Nowhere was safe. The massacre is known as the Great Attempt. However, we are invincible, I tell you, and so we have since revived. Obviously, juju was used to cover up the fact of the Great Attempt. Very strong juju. By whom? There are many speculations, but nothing solid. Again, see Chapter 7. From Fast Facts for Free Agents by Isong Abong Efyong Isong. And we will start the next chapter next time I read. I'm hoping to be able to do this every night, which might not be feasible. Watching Alder has been quite a lot, so we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping to get at least a few chapters read a week. So please stay tuned, and let's use the comments as a place to have discussions about what we're reading, okay? Thank you.